Today I'm going to show you something new about fractions that you might not know before. Otherwise, if you're pretty far along in Khan Academy, you might have seen this before. So I'm going to show you what you can do and how you can solve fraction problems when you don't have fraction bars to use. And this is something you can do with just a piece of paper and a pencil. All right, so I'm going to show you how we represent fractions on a number line. So one thing is when you're representing fractions on a number line, or if when you get into comparing fractions on a number line, you want to make sure that your number lines are about equal in length. So if on this number line, let's say here is my number line, 0 to 1. So if I draw another number line that I'm going to be comparing, I'm going to want to make sure my number line is about the same length because I want to be comparing the same whole. All right. So if we look at the top number line that I drew at the top, from 0 to 1, that's one whole. Okay, now I'm going to show you if we break it into halves. So if I have 1/2 or 1/2, it means I need two equal pieces. One thing that's important when you're splitting number lines, you want to try to get them to be equal. Because remember, fractions are equal parts. So it's not going to be perfect because I'm not going to measure, but I'm just going to eyeball. So obviously, if I mark right here 1/2, I don't even have to measure. I can tell right away that this half is not going to be equal to this half. So that is not going to be accurate or correct. So let's look at this next number line that I drew. I'm going to guess about right here. So I'm at 0, I get to the middle, and then I get to the end. So this little dash in the middle, we're going to mark 1 out of 2. So I started at 0, I'm following along, I hit 1 out of the two pieces. So I'm at 1/2 right here in the middle. Then I'm going to keep going and hit the end line, or I'm going to be at 2 out of 2 pieces, which is equal to one whole. So what happens if we need to separate it into thirds? 0 all the way to 1. So now, instead of having 2 equal parts on my number line, I'm going to need to split it into 3 equal parts. Remember, you're going to want them to be about equal in distance. Okay, I'm not going to measure here, so I'm just going to eyeball. So about there, I think, looks pretty good. And then about there looks pretty good. Again, it's not exact. I'm just going to eyeball it. All right, so I'm at 0. I have 1, 2, 3 pieces. So from 0 to 1, I'm going to be at 1/3, or 1 out of 3 pieces. I'm going to keep going on my number line. I'm going to hit the next mark, and I know I'm at 2 out of the 3 pieces. And then I'm going to keep going. I'm going to hit 1 or 3 out of my 3 pieces. So I went from 0, I hit 1/3, 2/3, and then 3/3 of my number line to number 1. This was just a quick introduction video. I'll have another video that's going to have us do some practice, and then hopefully you guys can do some practice on your own as well.